Hey there, Stampers. My name is Sherry Roth. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Canada, and I'm super excited because today's email is a little sampling of what you will get as a member of the Treasure Chest community, membership community. I'm super excited to launch it. So I'm going to share how to create this card in this video. There will also be in this email another video for a scrapbook layout. This is the type of email that you will get every week if you are a member of the Treasure Chest. Okay, so for the month of January, I'm not going to go into a ton of detail here because all of the information will be linked below. But for the month of January, I am focusing on the Garden Wishes bundle. So this stamp set and the Dandy Wishes dies that coordinate with it. Love, love, love these dies. I've created so many stunning projects with it, including today's card. And then also the Dandy Garden, I think that's what it's called, DSP, 6x6 DSP. So if you have lots of 6x6 patterned paper in your stash, this would be a great month for you to participate, because every project that I'm making, almost every project that I've used DSP on uses 6x6 patterned paper. So there's some creative ideas on how to use them. And then the Dandy laser cut paper, the Ladybug trinkets, and then the Mossy Meadow braided trim. Now, you do not need to own these products in order to participate in the membership group or to create the projects. Maybe you have something similar at home that you can use. This is not a you have to purchase this in order to participate, okay? So you can pay a monthly fee and you can use the stuff that you have on hand. You do not need to purchase new product. However, if it's something that was on your wish list to begin with, it's a great opportunity for you to purchase it, okay? So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So today I'm going to create this beautiful slimline card, and it uses one of the Celebration products. It's called Heal Your Heart. So this will be available, as will the Garden Wishes bundle, January 5th. Okay, that's when the catalog, both the occasions catalog and the celebration brochure, go live. But today we're going to create this using primarily the dies, a couple of the stamped images, but other products from that Dandy Garden suite. It's such a beautiful suite. Love, love, love it. Okay, all right, so I've got my slimline envelope, which is just a number 9 envelope. You can find those at most stationery stores. And then I've got a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock that is cut down to 7 inches by 8.5 inches, scored at 3.5 inches to create my card base. I've also got a piece of Bumblebee cardstock that measures 3.25 by 8.25. And I've got 2 pieces of vanilla cardstock. One of them, the larger of the 2, measures 3.25 by 8.25. That is for the inside of the card, so we're just going to set that aside. And then this one measures 3 1/8 by 8 1/8. Okay, so that's what we're going to start with. You will also need some scraps of Old Olive and Mossy Meadow cardstock. Okay, so we're going to start with this piece of Mossy Meadow, and this is actually going to be a layer. So it's going to layer like this. So this piece and then this piece on top. So you're not going to see underneath this. So this is a way to stretch your products. We're going to use this die, this one, and this one. And we're going to cut all of those out of the center of this, and nobody will ever know. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, now some of you may be wondering if you can participate if you are not Canadian. Yes, you can. This is the perfect opportunity for you to participate in my events or this membership group, because anyone, anywhere can participate. It's all virtual. There are no supplies. There is a supply option, and you can find out more about that option, because I know some of you love to have the pre-cut pieces done for you. So that is an option. You can read up on that in the frequently asked question portion. Okay, so we're just gonna peel these off. So I've been getting, since I've moved to so much done online, I've been getting more and more interest from people outside of Canada who are interested in participating in my classes. So this is one of the reasons why I've decided to offer something like this. All right, okay, so this piece here, what we are going to do is I'm gonna set this aside. We're gonna come back to that in a minute. But what we're going to do is we're going to create our little grass cluster on the bottom. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've pre-cut several blades of grass. Now in this die set, there are 2 styles of grass, and I know I've cut more, but that's okay because I have another project that I want to make with those. Okay, so there are 2 styles. There is a 3-bladed one and a 2-bladed one. So I did a variety in both the Old Olive and the Mossy Meadow. And we're gonna take some multi-purpose glue and we are just gonna start adhering it along the bottom. Actually, you know what we need to do first? We need to sponge around the edges. So I am going to use one of our blending brushes. This again will be available January 5th, but you do not need this. You can use a Stampin' Sponge. You can use, well, anything that you would use for sponging. You can even use to direct to paper with your ink pad if you want. Okay, so these are available in a set of 3 in the Occasions catalog. But like I said earlier, you do not need to own the products that I am using. I will try to suggest what you can look for in your collection in every video so that you can recreate something similar, or even just use the ideas and recreate something completely different. Okay, so I'm just using this brush to kind of go around the edges, and I want my corners to be just have a little bit more yellow. So I'm just kind of sponging around the corners. All right. Okay, and the color ink that I used is Bumblebee. Okay, so now we can start to adhere these. So we're gonna go ahead and just put a little bit of adhesive along this base piece on each blade of grass and work our way across. And I'm not gonna overthink this. I'm just going to randomly pick them up and go across. Sometimes I might pick an alternate color, sometimes it might be the same color, sometimes it might be the 2 blades and I might have 2 of them in order. Really does not matter. Okay. So I'm just going to keep going across and do that first layer. And I'm trying to line it up with the bottom of my cardstock. Let's go in and add a second layer on some of these. Let's do one of these. Right here, and maybe another one over here. Maybe 2 more. We'll do one of these here. And I'm not worried about the spacing in here. You can see that there's different heights. There's a little bit of a different spacing. That's okay. You can leave it like that, or you can do like what I've done over here and just cut a strip of Mossy Meadow cardstock just to kind of clean it up a little bit. Okay, so these I'll set aside for a different project. I've got a 1/4 inch by 3 1/8 inch piece of Mossy Meadow. And this I'm going to attach along the bottom. So that will just clean it up just a little bit. Just like that. Okay, perfect. Doesn't that look awesome just like that? Love it. Okay, So now we can go ahead. Oh, let's do our stamping first. Okay, so we're going to turn this into a sympathy card. So I love this greeting, wishing I could heal your heart. Love, love, love it. So I'm going to just kind of put this here, just so I can use it as a guide. And then we're going to use some Memento ink. Ink this up, and then we'll stamp it right around there. Okay. Now, what I did do, okay, so one of the things that I did not like after I did this was I did not like the yellow stem here. So I wanted a green stem. So in advance, I went ahead and I cut this image out of Mossy Meadow. And I'm actually just going to trim this off. I'm gonna put this down, and then this is gonna go on top, just like it would, just as if it was meant to be that way. Okay, so we'll use a little bit of this on here. You can also use our adhesive sheets. They're really good for these fine little things. And I'm gonna pop it right in here. Just like that. And then I'm gonna take my sponge or my brush and brush around the edges. This just gives it just a little bit of extra dimension. So as a Treasure Trust member, you will receive an email every Thursday with 2 projects. There will be a photo of the project, and there will be a video for the project. And in the video, there will be, in the description of the video, there will be a full supply list as well as measurements, so you can refer to those. So you can save those emails and come back to them at any time. But if you were to commit to doing 2 projects a week for the year, think of all that you could get done. If you're a memory keeper, one of those projects every week will be a scrapbook layout or a memory keeping project. So imagine 52 layouts done in a year. Imagine you could do you could scrapbook your year as we go through. You could get caught up on some scrapbooking. So lots and lots of potential for this membership group. The other thing is there will be a private Facebook group where we can share our projects. I'll do the occasional Facebook Live. We might have a guest stamper. There will be prizes and challenges, and it's just a way for us to kind of get to know each other and kind of develop the community. It's gonna be awesome. I am so excited about this. So, and any bonus content that I have, because when I sit down and I play with a suite, I always end up creating much more than I usually end up sharing. So that's going to be where I share all the extra things. Okay, so now I've just layered all of those pieces, and we're going to use a dimensional to stick this on. And that is going to go on just... Let's move this down a little bit. Okay, just like that. And then these 2 little leaves, so there's 2 little leaves that are in here. I've gone ahead and I've cut those from Mossy Meadow, and those are gonna get stuck in here as well. You want to be careful not to have that overhang too much. You wanna make sure it'll fit into your envelope. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive along the bottom there. And then we'll do this guy. Just like that. Okay, now we're ready. Oh, let's do our stamping. Stamp our little fluff. Okay, or the dandelion seeds or whatever they are. So these work best if you just have a really light hand. Don't push down too hard, and you don't need to re-ink. They look best if you don't push too hard. Okay, now we're ready to adhere it. So we'll just use this adhesive. Okay, I did add a ladybug trinket to my sample card as well. The main reason I did that was because I had a little mess with my glue. So I covered it up with a ladybug trinket. There's always creative solutions to your crafting projects. Okay, we'll bring in our card base. Wasn't that a great way to use that cardstock? Nobody will know that the center has been die cut. And we didn't have to cut any extra. There's no wastage. Okay, isn't that beautiful? It's such a beautiful sympathy card. Okay, so ladybug trinket, here we go. All right, I think I want to add it onto one of the leaves on this one. So I'm gonna use a little mini glue dot, and I'm just using some glue dots left over from Paper Pumpkin. Let's see where I want to put this, or maybe I want to put it over here. Actually, yes, I want to put it over here. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to work on the inside. So one of my intentions this year, if you are a newsletter subscriber, you already know this. One of my intentions is to be a little bit more aware about decorating the inside and the envelopes on the cards that I make. So I'm hoping that you guys will hold me accountable to that. All right, so I've gone ahead and I've sponged around the edges, or brushed around the edges using the bumblebee. Now I'm going to take the greeting that says sorry for your loss. This is from that same Heal Your Heart stamp set. I'll ink this up with some memento, and we'll just stamp this. Right on there. And then I'm going to use this dandelion image from the Garden Wishes stamp set and some bumblebee ink. And we're going to stamp this down here. And then while we've got it out, I'm just going to grab a scrap piece of paper. And we're going to take our envelope, and I'm going to stamp a couple on here. Okay. And then before we attach it, we're just going to add one of those and do one there as well. Such a simple way to add just a little bit more interest to the inside of the card. That goes in the center, and we are done. So the first project of the Treasure Chest membership community is done. I hope you guys decide to join us. There is a $5 trial, so it's a 2-week trial, so you can try it for 2 weeks. All the information is linked below, so I hope you decide to give it a try, and hopefully we'll see you over in the Facebook group. All right, be sure to watch the second video. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.